Hmm. Alright, let me go ahead and grab this. Alright. Are we ready? I don't even know what I'm doing. And boom, we are live. What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Drew welcoming you to another episode of the Andrew Glashewski Experience. Is going to be episode 831, Thrufir. Let's just pick up where we left off. So rude. So rude the last stream. Just the last stream just getting cut like that. Oh dang, don't do that. Oh dang, don't do that. There we go. Oh dang. Dang. Now how does that work out? What if I did that? There we go. So yeah, guess we'll just do it like that then. So funny, I came on here willing and able to talk about anything and everything today, and then as soon as I was like going live, I was like, nah. Nothing's inspiring me to talk about anything. Oof. I'm in this oh, look at you blinking and winking on me. How dare you. Dang, it's crack o'clock on a Sunday. On a Sunday night. What's going on over here? Hey. Alright. So, this is what I'm gonna do. There we go. You know, so I don't have Crunchyroll anymore, right? So the only place that I get to like see what's going on in One Piece at all ever is on X. On X, like I get to watch like whatever, 1 minute clips of like the highlights of anything that's going on. You know what I mean? There we go. And it's so crazy because I think I stopped watching. Not like I stopped watching like because I'm like, nah, I don't want to watch that. I just stopped watching or I don't have Crunchyroll no more since dang, like the beginning of the Egghead arc. So what was that, like the beginning of the year, something like that, for the most part. So, but I have been able to keep up with the manga. So that's what's dope. Is like I don't get to watch the anime, and the anime's been lit. I mean, the anime been hitting since the time skip, really. You know what I mean? Between Fishman Island, Dressrosa, all that. Uh, yo, is my camera off? It looks like it's off. Um, Wano, Wano and them. Like everything is hitting. But at least I get the stay up with the manga, and then I get those clips on X that I get to watch. Dang. Oh yeah, these are the full joints, so that's gonna stay like that. Alright. you know, so because X is like the place that I see One Piece stuff, like I'll see like just whatever random people be posting on X, because I don't follow nobody even though it says I follow people. It is really weird. I think it says I'm following 4 people or something like that. I'm like, who are these people that I'm following, because my follower list is empty, you know what I'm saying? Like I've already talked about that. But either way, I'm like, so I don't follow nobody. So I don't know who be posting about these about One Piece or anything like that. But I saw one of the most interesting things, because I remember reading about it in the manga, about without no spoilers, but it is like something current-ish, right? Is something dealing with knots, you know what I mean, like tying knots in a rope type style stuff, which is super cool because it's, you know, it being like a pirate manga, pirate anime. When you think of pirate ships, you think about them ships that have like the ropes and the nettings on them and all that other stuff, and then everything with boats has everything to do with being able to tie all sorts of knots and things like that. So One Piece has like this thing that happened recently. I didn't see it, but I saw a clip of it with a knot and you know, not a knot, but a knot. And it's always cool because I get these random posts, and someone put up a random post where they threw back all the way to like the beginning of the anime, like East Blue beginning of the anime, where there was a dude, and nobody remembers this except for that one X poster, right? Where there was a dude who was like talking about knots in the anime. And I don't know if that was manga, because I wasn't reading the manga back then, you know what I mean? So I don't know how canon or official that is, but I was like, yo. Like, talking about way back in the day type style. What file is this? Trying to make sure my filings are right. There we go. And apparently, now what's the best way to talk about that? That was one of the best throwbacks I've seen in One Piece. Like, because One Piece has all this stuff that is like, there was all these things that happened story-wise, like pre-time skip, and then there was all these things that happened post-time skip, and then there's elements that happen in post-time skip that are questionable as to why they didn't exist or were ever even mentioned pre-time skip type stuff, you know what I mean? So there's, essentially what I'm saying is that there are potential inconsistencies within the story. You know, that the author, you know what I mean, big ups to the author, he you know, there's inconsistencies to the story that, you know what I mean, that the author may have kind of left on the table. And having a throwback like that with the knot that happened recently and then the knots that happened, yeah, I don't even know how far back it was. I want to say it was East Blue, but either way, it's like, dang, you know, like, because I was always part and partial to the, oh, you know what, we over here now. I was always part and partial to the Why'd you fall over? I was always part and partial to like the author being like, yo, he wrote himself into a corner, and then he did the time skip, and then he introduced new elements to kind of get himself out of a corner. I was always part and partial to that sort of narrative. You know what I mean? And I'm not even trying to like dog the man by saying that like One Piece is #1 for a reason. But I was always part and partial to that. Like, yo, like buddy goofed up, but he saved himself. You know what I mean? And it was like, all right, buddy, you saved yourself, tight. But then to have an element like that exist this far into the story, like the current day anime, all the way back to what may or may not have been East Blue, but like still way back, like definitely pre-time skip. You know what I mean? Because I think it was Nami with the short hair. So, you know, that's why I'm like, yeah, it was definitely like pre-time skip Nami. So that way those knots were way back then. To have a knot thing go on over there and to just kind of plant that Chekhov's gun all the way back then to not revisit it ever until... You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if there's been like a not fruit in the story or anything like that with everything that goes on in One Piece, you know? So it's like... Like, me seeing that, I've been, like, these last few days since I seen that clip going around on X, and it keeps popping up on my feed, too. It won't go away, so I'm like, alright. You know what I mean? Because everybody want to talk about Luffy's face when he saw what happened with the knot. And I've seriously been in the last few days like reconsidering just like my position on whether Buddy, you know, the author, whether Buddy knew, or like, you know what I mean? Like if he didn't have everything planned from the beginning. You know, like even all this post-time skip stuff and all the stuff that is like maybe he had it, maybe he didn't type stuff that happened during you know, new elements to the story that he introduced and things like that. I've really been considering like, you know, here we go. Cause yeah, that's crazy. And I even remember reading it in the anime and then people like trying to break down what had happened, you know what I mean, with the knot. Cause the play-by-play in a manga is different from the play-by-play in the anime, just because the anime you get all those extra frames to tell all, you know, everything that happens between panels in the manga. Where the manga, you know, is extremely limited. So when you have this like extremely obscure new thing take place, you gotta kind of wonder. That's what I've been That's what I've been needing to do. I see. Okay. It's not attention. I swear it's not ADD. It's just I'm focusing on two things at once, and then I gotta focus on one thing more than another thing sometimes. It's incredibly difficult to try to get these proper brush strokes. And so yeah, like it was interesting to see people's interpretations of what was happening with the knot from the manga, because the manga's information is so limiting, where the anime just straight up was just like, the knot happened, reaction shots, minutes on end. Like and it was like so much more information to work with. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, the end result, the concept, is still the same, but how that concept worked, it was explained in that flashback all the way that's pre-time skip. And what's interesting about that flashback specifically is because it directly addresses the inconsistency that everybody's always complained about pre and post time skip, as far as like story elements and powers, not power scaling, but power levels or power abilities, whatever we want to call it. You know what I mean? Like, people have had this beef with pre time skip, post time skip, because of the powers that exist within the world, and to have had that specific not power happen, it was like a direct addressing of saying, like, nah, this was like say what you want to say about the pre-time skip, post-time skip, like powers, this person didn't say this and this person didn't say that, and why was it never brought up before but now it's getting brought up all the time now, like all of that, like this was always there, you just missed it. Until I saw that whoever posted that pre-time skip, you know what I mean, with short hair Nami, with the knots and all that. Like, I seriously just been sitting there thinking, because it's like, you know, how many years has it been since the time skip? How many years has it been since the time skip? So how many years have, you know what I mean, have us fans been sitting here wallowing in what may or may not have been Oda's biggest critique? Number one manga, number one anime, number one, you know what I mean, author, all of that. Like Buddy is number one. His biggest critique, story-wise, he was just like, yeah, like y'all just, you know what I'm saying, like for him to have done that. Like, I'm still just thinking about that, and I ain't even watched the episode. I read the chapter. You know what I mean? That's cool. I read the chapter. I saw the clip. Oh, nice. Let me do this. Why am I denying myself that? Because, I mean, if you're already number one, it's like, how do you flex even more when you're number one. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it's like unbelievable, inconceivable, you know what I mean? When you're already number one, certified, put a stamp on it for 20 plus years. You know what I mean? Like, insert some people being like, you know what I mean? Being like, well, technically, he was actually wrong. Demon Slayer was number one for that one time ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like overall, 99.9% the past quarter decade, when you're number one, how do you flex even harder? I haven't been able to like really care about too many things since that, just because of the time skip. Now here's the thing, I gotta look up these dates, you know what I mean, just so I can put this into perspective to people that don't even really quite know what it is I'm talking about. Because I mean, I'm sure there's some people that watch the VOD and they, you know what I mean, like sometimes I'll be talking and I sound like I'm like one of these to them, like, and that's from my position. So like let me look up the dates on these things so we could like actually put the amount of the years of, you know what I mean, pouring salt on number one's game. Where are you at? Get over here. So when did, I mean, what do you call it, the 3D2Y time? Like, when did 3D2Y? And here's the thing, here's even the messed up part, is like, there's the 3D2Y, I guess, within the manga that would have came first, and then the 3D2Y that would have happened in the anime. And I wasn't watching the anime at that time. When did 3D2Y happen? Now, if I gotta put in One Piece for that, that's gonna be crazy. No. 3D2Y, come on. Between episodes 5, no, not what episodes, 516, 517. The 3D2Y event in One Piece series refers to Luffy's vow to his friends during the 2-year training period. This event occurs after a Summit War saga and is commemorated in the special titled One Piece 3D2Y, Overcoming Ace's Death, Luffy's Pledge to his Friends, which aired between episodes 516, 517 of the series. The training period is significant as it allows Luffy to gain strength and prepare for the challenges ahead, including the New World arc, right? Alright, so when did 516 and 517 air? When did episode 516 air? And I gotta get this file saved and set up. Here we go. Get that going. So that way I can see that. What is this? The Mortal Kombat joint, right? Yeah. 3D2Y episode is set during the... Come on. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You did not just say 517 comes after 516. When? Like, what date? What date? What dates? I'm sure there's multiple dates because of the Japanese and then the dub release, right? Oh. What date? October 7th, 2011. Luffy's training begins. Aired in Japan, so that's a Japanese release. October 7th, 2011. So that's a solid 15 years ago. So it's been 15 years since 3D2Y happened and Oda started introducing elements into the story that we for the past 15 years have argued over it being a retcon to his overall story. You know what I mean? Oh dang, this ain't even it. 15 years. I mean, what, 14 years? Part 2. I have so many files over here. I just want to make sure I get the right ones. Alright, let me immediately save this as... Don't wanna mess this up, right? Yes. 15 years, you know, Oda's player haters have been able to go around talking reckless, and it's just like, come on. All right. So it's 15 years. That's the overall fandom, right? That's the overall. Who knows? By the time the anime aired, the manga probably had already progressed ahead enough where those elements started getting introduced. So it's about that much time, more or less, give or take, that even in the manga, like, because by 3D2Y wasn't introducing those things. It was just the introduction to, you know, introducing what was going to be coming up next, right? So it's been about 14 years. People have been arguing about this, these inconsistencies, these retcons, these, you know what I mean? Like, Buddy's number one, but he's not perfect here. And then it's like, with this not situation, it's like, yo. So because I wasn't watching or reading the manga at that point 15 years ago. I ended up like binge watching. I binge watched through 3D2Y, binge watched through the Summit War, like, because I only ever watched up to Skypiea when they fought in the clouds, and you know what I mean, everything got funky and wonky over here in America as far as like being able to enjoy One Piece. It got a little bit more difficult for us, like it wasn't airing, or it was airing, like I don't even know anymore. But I stopped watching it, Skypiea, and then I binge watched all the way, like by the time they reached Fishman Island, so post time skip. So the time skip, the Summit War, the I mean, who, them picking up what Thriller Bark and Ennie's Lobby, like all that stuff, binge watched. You know what I'm saying? So I binge watched through all of that stuff, which is like, you know, the latter half, the greater portion of the latter half of Luffy's crew. You know what I mean? Assembling, essentially. Like I binge watched through all that stuff, and then I caught up right around like somewhere in the middle of Fishman Island, towards the end of Fishman Island. I don't even really remember. You know what I mean? Because even that was a long time ago. So what date was Fishman Island? Airing. Fishman Island Saga of One Piece aired from November 3rd, 2024. No way. That's wrong. Oh, they're talking about the remake. They're talking about when they remade it. They updated when they updated like the animation quality or something like that. But here we go. The 15th season of One Piece anime television series was produced by Toei Animation, directed by Hiroaki Miyamoto. The season was broadcast in Japan on Fuji Television on let me bring this over here because you're getting in the way of me over here. There we go. On Fuji Television on October 2nd, 2011. To all the way through December 23rd, 2012. Alright, so basically, but wait, wasn't it just saying that, yeah, 3D2Y was in October. So that means 3D2Y, at least as far as like episodically, unless it was just a movie event. I don't even know, because like I said, I wasn't watching. Man, what? 2011, 2012, I was live streaming. That was before my PC crashed, in the really early days, the post-college days. So yeah, I was a little too busy hustling and bustling back then. So, and then my PC crashed after Fishman Island. Dang, so right around the time that my PC crashed, or just before the PC crash, that was when that was about the time that I caught up with One Piece. Nice. Huh. Alright. That's interesting for me to like kind of think about for a second, because then that means like all this time that I've been trying to get back to live streaming and all that, like all that time, it was spent like watching One Piece again, which kind of makes sense. I can kind of remember these days and remember like I was watching One Piece back then, like back at the old place that I used to stream from, that I was staying at. So yeah, I mean, I'm talking about you got to go way back on my socials to find them things. You know what I mean? I had a pet python back then. Like, I was killing it. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah. Dang. So that means, man, my neighbor upstairs is so noisy. So that means, damn, when did I start? So like almost a whole decade. So I missed maybe like 5 years of people like complaining about that, and then I spent about a decade like just keeping up with One Piece. And then I probably spent about 5 years just like, you know what I mean, like trying to like look at One Piece content creators just to kind of get the understanding, because it had gotten so good. Like it got so much better post time skip that I binge watched everything. So it was like, let me try to understand everything that I binge watched, because I didn't really quite get it all the way. Like I watch the stuff, I see the stuff, got the story, don't, you know, I've gone back to watch some things sometimes, but it, you know, like to no avail. Like it never served anything. I never like rewatched it and then got something out of it where I was like, you know what I mean? Let alone I never went back to go watch the East Blue arc to go see that knot situation after reading the knot situation in the manga or anything like that. So you know what I mean? Like I never hit any revelations like that. So are these the same? Nice. Oh, that worked out perfectly, actually. I want the truth. Alright. So, yeah. Kind of like a part of me, like, learning up on catching up with everything that, all the details I would have missed, everything that I definitely wouldn't have, like known just firsthand myself without like watching all these One Piece and just anime in general, content creator breakdowners, whatever we want to call them. Like that's when I kind of learned like, oh, so it wasn't just me, and it wasn't just the quality of the animation getting better, and you know, some like the story just getting more interesting and all these elements, because there were those elements that were introduced post time skip that didn't exist at all pre time skip, that, you know what I mean, it definitely like upped the ante of the anime, but it definitely like bettered the quality of the story overall. And so it wasn't just me. I noticed that, but I just enjoyed it, and I was just like, why is this so good now? Like you could try to go back and watch the early stuff, and it's just like not there. And so there was that discrepancy within the fandom, and that's like even with people that watch the whole thing since forever ever. You know what I mean? They never stop. Oh yeah, so I could just leave all this as is. And then what about this? Yeah, just let that ride. Alright. Wait a second. So yeah, I was just like, that would be the one thing that I would want to ask Oda. Be like, yo, when you did that not thing pre-time skip, were you were you you know what I mean? Like letting us know that you knew everything ahead of time. Because I mean, in order to have known that stuff 15 years in advance and then like drop it that far later and allow your biggest fans to sit there and just like pour salt on your game, you know what I mean, for 15 years. Like, oh, here we go. Like, Oda really is big pimpin', you know? Oh, I can delete this. Which means I can... Oh no, it's not gonna play the audio for me. Dang. Why not? Dang. Premiere is not playing the audio for me. Because I'm trying to see if that's when I did the intro, or if this was when I did the intro. With all these audio problems. In this file, I mean. Yeah, so this is the intro. Dang, so I could delete this part too. Yeah, so Oda really is big pimpin', you know, spending cheese. I mean, could you imagine just sitting there for 15 years and watching your biggest supporters just debate in a negative way, mind you, because it was just a losing situation for people to be addressing the inconsistencies pre and post time skip. It was a lose-lose situation. So literally just watching your own fandom just debate, you know what I mean, for the what's the thing? What's the thing when there's nothing to be gained in a battle or a war or something, you know what I mean? So you're fighting over, not fighting over scraps, but there's a saying, it's escaping my mind right now, but you're just watching your own fandom like just dog you out for nothing for 15 years. I mean, it's one thing to like know you're gonna be dropping a movie in 15 days, or if you're going to be dropping a movie in 15 weeks, or you're going to be dropping a movie in 15 months even. Like, if you're going to be addressing the haters, you know what I mean? Addressing your fans and that are like, you know what I mean, doing the most in an argument that isn't doing you any favors in the end. You know what I mean? To talk about the inconsistencies. You know what I mean? We're the best. We're the best result. Your biggest fan would just be like, it's inconsistent. Who cares? You know, insert excuse, insert excuse, insert excuse, even though all those excuses could just be like brushed to the side and be like, nah. Be like, nah, bruh. Like he's just inconsistent because he's not big pimping. For 15 years though, you know what I mean? Even if you went 15 months because you knew you were gonna drop the movie and the movie was gonna sit there and prove all your haters wrong, like 15 years. You know, 15 years to just premiere one episode. And have one person on the internet just be like, all the way back in when Nami had short hair. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so how does this, do I need to adjust that then? I do. Oh, the audio wasn't working at that point. Okay. So yeah, this video I just jump in and I start talking then. Okay. Yo. 15 years just to take all your haters, the good ones and the bad ones, and just pat them on the head and be like, that'll do, pig. That'll do. You know? For his entire family to be like, no, but we meant well. I know you meant well. But the reality of the situation is, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he is number one. That's undeniable as far as like his field, his market, his everything that he does. Like his just him. He is him. And then when even him has criticisms, and then 15 years he just sat there and took it just to be like, are we good? Are we good? like you know, because I haven't heard enough people talking about that. Like I've only seen, I haven't really looked for it, but also I haven't, like, the fact that one ex poster who I don't follow, like that made itself onto my algo, onto my feed. Like I would imagine if anybody was talking about that, that would have made it into my algo, into my feed. Whether it be on X or, you know what I mean, YouTube or Twitch or anything like that, like anywhere that I'm watching these people make these things. You know what I mean? Like Oda apology videos, you know what I mean? You're like, yo, Oda, I've been talking about how inconsistent your story has been for the past 15 years, bro. I made a whole entire living off of it. You know what I mean? We have to address it. we have to circle back to it 3 times a year, every year, ever since it's ever happened. And you know what I mean? We just got to have the debate, and then we never reach a resolution that's, you know what I mean, that's amicable. It's always a lose-lose argument. It doesn't matter, even at best, even, you know what I mean? It's not that great. And man, like people are making a living off of hating on him for 15 years, hating on his storytelling capabilities for 15 years. It's almost symbolic, you know what I mean? The knot, the literal knot in the manga, anime, and the knot within the fandom quarreling over how good or bad the story is based on its pre and post time skip inconsistencies. You know what I mean? And I'm just glad I was never one of the haters or criticizers. I just kind of enjoyed it, and then I came in after the fact to be like, oh, they fighting over this? Like I don't have a dog in that race. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just kind of enjoy the show. It's a cartoon. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like my official stance was always like, yeah, I mean, but if you're gonna go tell a story for 30 years, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna run into a detail here or there. Not that the knot was a little detail. It was a pretty big bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like, Oda's so great, he's not even expecting people to put out apology videos, you know what I'm saying? Like, Oda's so great. He's just like, yo. That might be what I do. That might be what I do after I get off here tonight. I might try to see and find if anybody said anything ever. I'll have to repost it on, if I find that post on X again, I'll repost it. But yeah, that might be what I have to do, is like look up to see if anybody's addressing it, because it was a cool moment in the anime, so I know people are going to talk about the moment in the anime. That's, you know what I mean, not up for debate. It's how they're going to talk about it, whether they're going to address the elephant in the room or not. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people had a lot of things to say in the past 15 years. And you know, someone like me embarking on my creative journey, like with everything that I'm doing here, I would only hope, well, one, I would only hope to not ever like come across any sort of inconsistency that, you know, that like plays itself for 15 years. You know what I mean? For people to like pour salt on my game. You know what I mean? Like, one, I would hope just to not have one of those in my story that I'm working on. Like that would be the main goal, I suppose. Oh, that's right. I forgot to do that. Yeah, I don't even remember what color this is. It's from so long ago. But I imagine this one's got to be close. There we go. But yeah, that's one of the big things that I deal with, like, personally, after having like written a story, and now I'm like trying to get it out there. Like dealing with the hacks, dealing with the being monitored online. I mean, I just found out last night that, you know what I mean, like earlier this year, maybe it was even last year, I was talking about like my email getting hacked. Like, I'm still getting messages about like how my email isn't being able to be found, even though it seems to be operating normally now, or, you know what I mean, lately. I still get messages, you know, from here or there informing me, and like, yo, your email don't, the way your email is set up, like, I still get that, like, still dealing with all that stuff. And having to try to keep everything that I'm working on the hush, just in case I do run into a situation of like having to, you know what I mean, having to make y'all wait 15 years to really get that bomb of a revelation. To be like, yo, I knew about it the whole time. Because would it have been nice to like not have had those arguments had something like that been spoiled? Or is it nice that the number one creator, you know, the number one mangaka out there is like just sat there and took it for 15 years and just being like, all right, oh yeah, powers, right? Yeah, oh, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, pre-time skip it was like this, and then post-time skip it was like, and yeah, I know, it's real inconsistent, right? Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Or is that good? Because I don't think anybody was. That's so crazy that this one's running out of ink. I get to replace it. Yeah, I didn't know that this was still my old joint right here. But yeah. Rock this one till the wheels fall off. And then I got the auxiliary. So yeah. You know. As a writer and not, you know, being solo with it, it's like, even amongst like my friends and family, like it's like it's like dealing with that, with even people that want to sit there and say that they ride with you, they're still pouring salt on your game because the story is still like, well, is it good though? You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest question I would imagine that I have to sit here and deal with, right? Like, doesn't that kind of make sense that would kind of be like the biggest question someone in my position would have to deal with? Because of course, like, my answer is like, yeah, it's the best story that ever existed. Like, my story better than your story. Like, my story is number one. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just gotta work on getting this first issue out, and then we're off to the races. Where it's like, all right, you know what I mean? In come all the haters, and be like, nah, I saw that first issue. I had to pour a whole lot of salt on it, right? I had to pour a whole lot of salt on that first issue just to ingest it. Is it good? Is the rest of it good though? You know what I mean? Well, you asked me my story, what I'm working on. I mean, me and my literacy aside, right? Like, creating an original story, like, I can say it, like, creating an original story is just as difficult as creating like an original character, creating an original piece of art, like just creating something. That's, you know what I mean? And that's what I do, is I create things. I could take nothing, turn it into something. You can give me a paper and a pencil, and then I can fill up the page. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Jimmy Draw on Patreon, go ahead and get yourself a commission, because that's, you know, that's when I could fill up the page with something that you would like to see. If you know what I mean? Funky looking characters is not your thing. Me doing post-it note size concept art pieces traditionally in a sketchbook. Like, if that's not your jam, like, Jimmy Draw on Patreon, go ahead and get yourself a commission. I will draw whatever your jam is. But yeah, so even with like friends and family, like your friends and family, they can believe in you no matter what you do, right? Like, oh, we got your back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like on paper, that's just like kind of like how it goes. But anybody who's not your friend and anyone who's not your family is like, you know what I mean? It goes elseways. Yeah, it's just a bad picture. Man, I really just been wanting to redraw this character. Kind of let these pieces live as is. You know what I mean? Like I suppose I could just kind of redraw it. Maybe play it up some because I was just trying to figure out design elements at this point. And I was working off of references, which is why these poses aren't really like what I would normally do. That's why I'm kind of like looking at it. Everything is so stiff. Even if I dress it up and make it nice, I'm like, the drawing is still stiff. You know what I mean? So before I move on, I can maybe just draw something new in that one that I didn't ink. What am I doing? Here we go. So yeah, all the you know, my literacy aside, man, I couldn't imagine having to go 15 years to just be like, yo, just wait and see, or just even be quiet on the whole situation. Because obviously me, I'm just like, yeah, my story's the best. You know what I mean? You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry. Obviously we got funky people doing funky things. Now that you've seen like the artwork illustration like within the first issue, which is only gonna get better, right? It's like, oh, okay. Like it's not gonna look like this per se. You know, it's like Oda being like, yeah, the power, the power levels are in, because I get it, I hear you. Like, let me get out this next arc. Let me get out this next. Here. Let me get this next chapter out. Let me get. There we go. Since I didn't ink this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and erase it, and then just draw something new. you know, especially with everything that I'm working on and the concepts in on Patreon, on those exclusives, the concepts that I've had to visit in order to kind of, you know, progress, are ones that I didn't imagine I'd be working on for some years. And yeah, having to work on that stuff is really like put my brain in a place of like where the story's going, where I knew where the story was going, but like not really having to think about it all too much, like keeping it on the back burner, but taking it off the back burner and working on those concepts. Like I'm like dang, you know. Mm. So what's happening? started it. Finished. Alright. Alright, what am I doing? That was it for this one. So now I'm making that one. What are you? Are you one of those? There we go. Why do you keep popping up? Right there. Right. Okay. Yes. Was that the difference? The audio? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yo. Dang. My bad, I'm missing the YouTube chat. My bad. I keep my eye on the, I always have my eye on the Twitch chat. My bad if I missed you. Where am I from? Is that like a worldwide question from America? Oh, there you go. Yo, pull the classic. Pull the classic, miss the chatter. Hmm. Let that ride. Okay. Going here. Oh dang, so none of that's getting picked up either. That's funny. I'm drowning. I wonder if that's a reference to the to the Ghost in the Shell joints. There we go. So we just pick up talking, and then we jump right into it. I wonder. Yeah, so what if I cut that right here? Here we go. Alright, now drop that. Now still? Come on. Yo, why? Like how? This doesn't make any sense. Or is this coming from the other direction? Is that coming from this direction then? So if I delete that. What about now? Tight. So it was on the other side. Now I gotta make sure I get my sexy transitions right. My soft core transitions. Now over here, same. Alright. Okay. Oh. My bad. My bad, I missed you. A side effect of not having people join in the chat all that often. Hmm. Dang. Hmm. How's that going? Hmm. Hmm. So is that all of them? Do I get to move on? Yup. Okay. Oh wait. No, I gotta make those. Dang, I gotta make those. Ah. What's that look like? Damn, that's gonna be rough. Alright. It's gonna be super rough. Yo, I'm still just thinking about how old I am. I'm like, yo, I don't even know what Buddy meant when he said I'm drowning. You know what I'm saying? I'm still just like, what did he mean? Like, yo, is that Oda from One Piece? Just hating hard? Hmm. I'm just gonna okay. So from here to there. Alright, so I just need to figure out this part. It's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be the best. Living my life 5 seconds at a time. Edit. Okay, so and all those are shooting down, so okay. So yeah, after getting that notification yesterday about how my email is still funky, you know, if anybody has tried to reach out to me at all, you know, anybody ever try to email me and I didn't respond, you know what I mean? Apparently, I'm only receiving emails that make it appear like my email still works. While, like, you know, it's actually not working where it counts, I imagine. The email, that is. There we go. So quickly for that. 20 minutes. So yeah, these super sophisticated hacks. I wonder how many emails came in to contact me to tell me about something like this or something like that. You know, work and whatnot. There we go. You know, just for it to have been like turned away, essentially. So you know, if you've shot me a professional email and I've never responded, you know, nothing I can do about hackers, you know what I mean? You know, what's even scarier is like having your emails hacked and like having emails probably sent out to make it seem like I'm saying something to somebody. And just like not having any knowledge of it. You know, ever since these hacks started happening back in, what was it? I started noticing them in 2023 across everything. Like across everything. Anything that regards an email. So to sit there and contemplate, like, not even just not receiving emails, but like maybe even having emails sent out pretending to be me. Over the course of years. Oh wait, this one is the one, right? No. This one is one. Okay. Oh, you blinking and winking on me? Coming back? Sticking around? What are we doing? Okay, so it's about right there. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's a hot mess. That is a hot mess. That's a, what, like almost a 7-hour video cut down to just under 90 minutes. It's not bad. Oh, nice. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna do my best, just in case you chat, to not miss your chat. Oh, dang. Alright. I don't know how much I need to do. Dang. Crack the clock again. On Sunday night. what's happening. Oh, we gotta be over that. No, it's letting that ride. Alright. Screw it. If I'm letting it ride. You know, I would get one cheddar on YouTube after like 6 months of radio silence. I've been streaming like every day. What was that, like 150 streams? Since the last time somebody on YouTube hollered at me. They said I was drowning. What do they mean? Is it the music? Yeah, I was listening to a VTuber sing the other day. I'll stop and listen to a VTuber sing. You know what I mean? Like, I'll stop and listen to a VTuber sing. I mean, until I can confirm they're not 300-pound Cheeto fingers, I'm like, they're 300-pound Cheeto fingers, but I'll stop. You know what I mean? With a voice modulator, they be like, voice modulator. Like, you know what I mean? But I'll stop and listen to him sing. One of them was singing songs like this the other day. Like all the jams I've been playing tonight. Like, I ain't never listened to Billie Eilish. I imagine she might have been singing Billie Eilish, but I wouldn't know. I was like, dang, man, the music's so angry. Why she so... Like, if it's Billie Eilish, I'm like, why she so mad at men? Like, I couldn't tell you one Taylor Swift song, but all I hear about is like how much like she be hating on men in her music. But like, is that what's happening? Is that why every girl is like bossed up these days? Like, I love me a chick that's bossed up, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, why they so angry though? Like, you can't be bossed up and angry, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even really listening to the lyrics in these songs, but they don't sound angry. They don't sound spiteful. They don't sound, you know what I mean, negative. But girly singing here is still like bossed up. Like, you could be bossed up without you know what I mean, without all the hate. I don't know, maybe I'm just that old. I'm just that old. I don't understand nothing no more. I must be drowning. I must be drowning. I swear. I swear I must be drowning. You know what I'm saying? like I gotta be. I don't understand things no more. I was watching I was watching for about 2 seconds. I was watching this dime piece. She was trying to eat cheese rice, but she straight up threw a cold slice of cheese, American cheese, on a pile of slightly fresh warm rice, but it was already on the plate. It wasn't warm rice that was still sitting in the pot, you know what I mean, with the lid on it or anything like that. And I was like, I was like, there's so much wrong with this scene right now. Like where do I begin with the? Am I gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can I gonna like? I was like, there's no way this dime piece got like 10,000 people watching her right now, and now one of them is now one of them is explaining it to her, like. But like, yo, if you're gonna be that fine, just I'll cook. I will cook for you. If you're gonna be that fine. If you're gonna be that fine, like, I will cook. I can make some cheese rice real quick. It's like making regular rice with just a few extra minutes. Cause yo, cheese rice is so good. Cheese rice is so good. How good is it? It's like one of the best. I mean, homegirl was so fine. She was just like, yo, I'm just gonna just throw a slice of cheese on the rice, and I got cheese and I got rice. I got cheese rice. She was like that one song. She was like that one song. What? What was that one song? I ain't never watched it, but it was like pen, apple, pineapple. Oh. Except she proceeded to eat the cheese and the rice. She proceeded to eat cheese rice. And I was just like, it's like, I'll cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna be that fine, I'll cook. Like, you will not have to worry about cooking. Okay, just be fine. I will deliver on the cheese rice. There we go. Okay. Because you know what? After a little bit of thinking about it, cheese rice isn't that easy to make, but it is pretty easy to make, especially if you're trying to like eat it like on stream. You know, eating some fresh cheese rice on a plate, like at a dinner table, not streaming, like that's one thing. Like cheese rice is good and easy at that point. But if you're gonna be like cheese rice in it on stream, like that's got to be a difficult one. You know what I mean? Because I'm just thinking about even the consistency of like eating like regular steamed rice. You know what I mean? But not trying to look like a Neanderthal while you eat it. And the consistency of steamed rice without looking like a Neanderthal is like, it's already difficult on stream. You know what I mean? You know me, I'll hold a fork backwards and eat. Like I'm a monster. So trying to think about the consistency of cheese rice over, you know what I mean, steamed rice while being that fine trying to eat on stream. Like, you know what I mean? You might have to like pre-package the cheese rice. There might be an extra step in order to make it, you know, live stream eatable. Live stream, what do they call it? Mukbang? Cause yo, cheese rice, yo, this is one of my favorites. One of my favorites from childhood. I ain't even talking about like the fancy, like with the broccoli in it and all that. Like I ain't even talking about that. Just regular cheese and regular rice is one thing. But to be all dimey on stream might take an extra, you know, 2 minutes. Yo, what is this? There we go. It's always so difficult to try to get. That was right about that. Oh dang. XSplit. What are we doing? XSplit, why you been tripping like extra? Speaking of hackers. Dang. X-Flip. Stop tripping. I'm looking at my CPU usage right here. It's fine. Hmm. Where? Oh, right. Hmm. Hmm. What am I doing? Look at me tripping. Come on, XSplit. Oh, dang. Why'd that shoot up like that? Relax. Wusa, Grusaba, all that.